Hi everyone, this is John Wen. Today I'm gonna record this video to briefly talk about the exercise 2 of Database Management System 2 class. And this exercise is mainly led you to work on the workflow and play with the algebra expression, relational algebra expression. So from the exercise 1, I believe everyone have downloaded the new version of DataView, and so this exercise will base from the exercise 1. Firstly, you will download from a zip folder that's attached at the bottom of the announcement from Canvas, and then you should unzip it and you will find some files. We will need to copy and paste them into our current existing project repository. So since I've downloaded them, I will show you where you can copy from. So this is a data view. Okay, so let's go to the download folder, and this is what I unzip from the zip folder I get from Canvas. And this is a data view. This is a whole project, but we don't need to have them all, and only a few files we just need them. So from the source folder, we will see a bunch of task file starts from prefix RA, and we will copy all of them. Starts with the RA prefix, the Java files into our current project repository. So here is mine, and maybe your repository is a little bit different. Depends on the workspace you set in the Eclipse. So in the source folder, and you will copy them all. You can see I will copy them all to my current repository. And secondly, there are two files we have to copy it as well, and copy and paste to the existing folder, project folder. And this folder is existed in the source folder as well, and in the data view folder and models, and you will replace these two. The first one is a big file, and second one is table. So after you've done this, and next we will prepare for our data. So we will copy the three files under the zip folder and to the project. And first we need to understand where is a working repository for our project. So if we are going here, we will see data view source folder, and there's a web content, and under the web content folder you will see a workflow task dir, and this is a folder that is a current working directory. So you will copy them all to this folder. So you can see I've copied them all to, I have a lot of files, but I believe I have the course and the other two. So you will copy them here. After we've done this and we're ready to go, we are going to create and run the workflow as a instruction set. So let me pull up the document, the workflow document here. So we are going to run three of them, the first three of them. And first one is we begin with a table of each. Actually we have three of them here: professor and course and taught. And firstly we will natural join the professor with taught, and then we will refer this as C, and then we will natural join C with a course table, and this will be referred as table D. And we will select from table D with the professor name as Lu, and then based on this table we will project the course code and credits to a new table, and then we will rename this table's column course code to class name. So this is the first workflow we will do. Let's go to the Eclipse and see. I have assembled these tasks. So firstly, we need to make sure we have imported the corrected files to this project. So you can see this is raworkflow.java. So you will start from working on this file, and we are importing the professor.txt, taught.txt, and course.txt. And we also need to create a few more files that is able to help us to do the select and project and rename operators, because remember, if we want to select from a table, we need to specify what criteria we need to select, and also for the project we need to specify which column we need to project from a table, as well as a rename. A rename is for which column we now want to rename to the new name. So if you take a look at this folder, these files, like rename arguments, you have to follow like this. This is a new name and comma and the old name. And for the select arguments, and you just put the column's name and double equals to specified string. And for the project arguments, you have to put the column's name with comma between names. So let's go back to the raworkflow.java file. So here is all the inputs, and you will remember the win ins is array of the inputs. So the input size is 6 here, because we have 6 files we need to import. For the workflow 1, if you take a look, firstly I create new instance of tasks, like the natural join and select and project and rename based on the instructions we have. And then after we initialize this task, we use Edge to connect them. And for example, if you want to take more details, you can take a look at this source file. And because of Java has function overloading features, so you can define a same method with different arguments. So as you can see from here, we are using this method, and this takes a int as a input port, and take a destination task as a second argument, and third argument is input port index. So if we go back and we can see from the workflow 1, and we add edge from the 0 input source. Remember, we define several of them. The 0 is professor's txt, and we connect to the natural join with the natural join input port 0. And second one, we import the import file as 1, import number, the port number with 1. If we take a look, the port number with 1 is a taught.txt file. That means we are import the professor and taught.txt and connect them together to natural join, because natural join 1 is the same, but 1 is connected to natural join import 0, and another connect to import 1. Both connect to this task, and then we connect this task to another task, and this task nj1 with output port 0 to a new task nj2 with output 0, with the input port 0, and then we add another, because we do a natural join, and this is the first input as a natural join, second natural join, and we will add another. This is import port 2, and we can take a look at this is course.txt. So basically I'm following the detailed instruction to create a two natural join, and then I do a select based on the natural join, and the select will read this select argument txt, because here we specify the select another select arguments and task, and with the input port 3, if we take a look at the input port 3, we can see it is a select argument.txt. So that means we have one first argument as a select is a nj2, and the second one is a file with the criteria we want to select from that table. And the same thing will do apply to the project operator, and it will take two argument as well. The first one is a previous task as a selection, and second one is a file as for. You can see the fourth file is a project arguments, and we'll take whatever we want to project, the columns we want to project from this table. And same as a rename, we have to take a table as input, and we will need to take arguments or criteria as the second input. And then finally we will output this file, this result into the output port, which we define as raResult.txt. So all the files will be generated or used from this work task dir, and you can find your newly created files or output files from this folder as well. And maybe every time you have to do a refresh after you run your project. So let's take a look at the take a try with this workflow. So you can see it has a nice graph showed up and tell us how we assemble our workflow. And basically we are doing the natural join with a professor and taught file, and then this result will do another natural join with a course file, and then this result will do a select with the arguments and to this box, and then we will have a project operator and work on this table, and the output will do a rename. Then finally we output this to the raResult. So you can also see the data from the output from the command line, so the total time as well. I think this is pretty much how you can work with the workflow. So if you notice, I will mark all the codes you need to replace in these three folders, like the select or project and rename. Basically rename org.txt, you will never change it, because across all three tasks or all three workflows, there's no need to change this file. Only you need to change is the selectArg and the projArg. So I mark all of them to red, so you can just copy and paste. But keep in mind, if you copy this line, like the quotes, and you have to change it to because the format from the Word is different from the text editor. So you have to maybe delete this quote and re-enter again. But basically you will be able to run them all. So I think this is pretty much how I work with the three workflows. So hopefully you can run them successfully, And if you have any question, feel free to send me email and ask me. So thank you for your time, for your attention, and hope you all enjoy this video. And until next time, happy coding. Thank you.